What's up, fight fans? UFC Paris wasn't just another fight night. It was chaos in its purest form. We're talking jaw-dropping knockouts, emotional retirements, hype trains crashing at full speed, and fighters literally being carried out of the octagon. Some careers ended, new stars were born, and a few reputations got completely shredded in front of thousands of fans. If you thought this would be a quiet night in France, think again. UFC Paris gave us everything: drama, violence, heartbreak, and redemption, all in one event. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see why the MMA world is still buzzing about what went down inside the Accor Arena. So buckle up, because we're about to break down every shocking twist from start to finish. The main event was exactly what fans came for: a 5-round war between two hungry fighters. Nassourdine Imavov, nicknamed the Sniper, showed exactly why he's one of the sharpest strikers in the division. He didn't just win, he dominated. From the opening bell, Imavov dictated the pace. He kept his opponent guessing, shut down every takedown attempt, and landed clean shots that echoed through the arena. The judges' scorecards told the story: 50-45 and 49-46 twice. A unanimous decision that left no doubt. It wasn't flashy, but it was a masterclass in control and precision. Even UFC stars couldn't stay quiet. Islam Makhachev tweeted his respect. "Dominant performance. Congrats." Bro Joe Rogan weighed in too, saying that was a war. He didn't stop him, but he put on a show. But here's the catch. While Imavov's stock went up, the real question is, does a decision win get him any closer to a title shot? Some fans say yes, pointing to his ranking and consistency. Others argue that in today's UFC, only highlight finishes create stars. And if that's the case, is Imavov still one big knockout away from true stardom? One thing's for sure: the win made him the man to watch in the middleweight division. But the conversation didn't stop there. If the main event was about technical mastery, the co-main was about pure violence and humiliation. French lightweight Benoit Saint-Denis walked in with the crowd behind him, but his opponent, Brazil's Mauricio Rufy, came in full of swagger. Rufy was undefeated. He had the hype, the trash talk, and even claimed grapplers didn't belong in pound-for-pound rankings. He called wrestlers boring in interviews, already positioning himself as the next superstar. But once the cage door shut, reality smacked him in the face. St. Denis put on a grappling clinic. Takedown after takedown, relentless pressure, and transitions that left Rufy looking like an amateur. By round 2, it was clear the hype train had officially derailed. As if that wasn't enough chaos, the card gave us one of the most emotional moments of the night. Scottish veteran Paul Craig, known for his submission skills and toughness, faced Modestas Bukauskas. The fight looked competitive until the very last second of the first round. Bukauskas landed a vicious elbow from top position with just 1 second left. Craig dropped motionless. The arena went silent, and in that instant, his long career had reached its heartbreaking end. Moments later, Craig took off his gloves and left them in the octagon. For MMA fans, that gesture says everything. Retirement. The man who gave us countless wars officially said goodbye in the most brutal way imaginable. It wasn't the fairy tale ending fans hoped for, but it was raw, emotional, and unforgettable. The undercard wasn't just filler, it was the launch pad for some absolute killers. First, Croatian heavyweight Ante Delija made his UFC debut in style. He knocked out the number 7 ranked Marcin Tybura in the very first round. One punch, lights out. His teammate Tom Aspinall was emotional afterward, saying he's been waiting his whole life for this. It means so much to him. Then there was Rinat Fakhretdinov. Known for his savagery, he added yet another quick finish, stopping Sweden's Andreas Gustafsson in just 54 seconds. No mercy, no hesitation, just destruction. And if that wasn't enough, Cal Fernandez delivered one of the nastiest leg kick TKOs you'll ever see. He completely disabled Harry Hardwick's leg, forcing him to leave the cage in a wheelchair. Fans immediately brought up Hardwick's past insults toward Anthony Smith, calling this pure karma. 3 different fighters, 3 terrifying statements. The next wave of monsters is here. Of course, no UFC card is complete without a little backstage tension. Cameras caught Tom Aspinall in a conversation with Cyril Gane's coach, Fernand Lopez. The two appeared to be clearing the air about past comments and supposed fight offers. At first, the conversation looked tense, with both sides defending their version of events. But slowly, respect took over. They shook hands, agreed to disagree, and squashed the beef. The best part, Tom's dad and head coach, Andy Aspinall, lightened the mood with a classic bit of British sarcasm, leaving everyone laughing. It was the perfect mix of drama and humor, a reminder that behind all the violence, these fighters are still human. But Tom Aspinall's night wasn't all smiles. For the first time in his career, he heard boos. The Paris crowd wasn't exactly friendly, but Aspinall stayed calm. When asked about John Jones, he shrugged. He's retired. I don't really care about belts. I just care about my next fight. And that next fight, of course, is Cyril Gane, the biggest test of his career. His focus, composure, and quiet confidence stood out. Even under boos, he looked unshakable. And that kind of mentality is what makes champions. And then came the post-fight fireworks. Islam Makhachev once again lit up social media, this time targeting featherweight champ Ilia Topuria. He accused Topuria of ducking Arman Tsarukyan, saying the champ was avoiding real challenges. Meanwhile, Paddy Pimblett threw his hat in the ring, saying he's been sharpening his striking in case he ever faces Topuria. Paddy admitted his grappling was always his strength, but promised fans he's leveling up his stand-up game for bigger challenges. Whether you love or hate these callouts, one thing's for sure, the UFC lightweight and featherweight divisions are hotter than ever. And just when you thought things couldn't get any stranger, Bryce Mitchell reminded everyone why he's one of the most unpredictable personalities in MMA. In a clip that instantly went viral, Mitchell reignited his flat earth beliefs, quoting scripture and directly calling out Ilia Topuria. He claimed the Bible proves the earth is flat and told Topuria, "You're not arguing with me, you're arguing with God." Fans were split. Some laughed, thinking it was pure trolling. Others were dead serious, backing his claims. Love him or hate him, Bryce Mitchell once again proved that he doesn't need to throw punches to get people talking. And that, fight fans, is why UFC Paris will go down as one of the wildest fight nights in recent memory. From Imavov's dominant win, to Ruffy's hype train derailing, to Paul Craig's heartbreaking retirement, and Bryce Mitchell's bizarre rants, this event had everything. We saw legends leave, new monsters rise, rivalries spark, and controversies explode. And if this was just Paris, what's going to happen when the UFC heads back to Vegas, or Abu Dhabi, or Madison Square Garden? One thing is certain. The chaos is far from over. So before you click away, ask yourself, if Paris was this insane, are you ready for what comes next?